and I'm here with Jason Hikel, is the IT director at Shelter Systems. How are you doing, Jason?
It's great to be at BCMC 2025.
Awesome.
You know,
Good deal. So how long have you been coming to this show?
so I've been coming to BCMC for at least the last 10 years, probably more like 15. It all becomes a blur after a while. It's a great show. It's a great way to get component manufacturers and vendors together, talk new ideas, talk pain points in the industry. It's a great collaborative environment for us all to come together.
Is there any conversations that you're looking forward to having, or any topics that you're really interested in?
Data has been a big topic of conversation, not only in the sessions that we've had here at BCMC, but in conversations that you're hearing on the show floor and in the panel rooms. Access to data, ways to utilize your data in new and different ways. AI is all the buzz. I heard yesterday that we're going to be putting AI in our bodies at some point in time. The basis of that is a strong understanding of your data and hearing people actually talking about that and finding new and interesting ways of doing it is a really great topic of conversation for BCMC, especially being an IT nerd. We love our data.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's a lot of struggle sometimes to organize and make the data usable.
Sure.
And that sometimes is the hardest part about it. Do you have any general tips or general ideas?
First, you have to understand what you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
At this point in time, we all have software that collects massive amounts of data about our processes as component manufacturers. Understanding what you're trying to get out of that data at the end is really, the first place to start, and then backtracking and figuring out, okay, well, what is the information in my data set that's actually going to get me to that direction, rather than, okay, I'm recording all of this stuff, I don't know at the end what to do with it.
Yeah. So, looking ahead for the future, over the next year, maybe two, what is something that you're interested in seeing? What are some problems that you would love to see solved in our industry?
Collaborative efforts between all kinds of different players in the marketplace, whether it be software or equipment. In my personal opinion, collaboration is the way of the present in a lot of other industries. And I really think that collaboration should be an effort that we're taking as a component manufacturing industry moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. In your role, I'm sure you see some of these trends come and go.
Sure.
Are there any that you've seen stick, or things that you've found, kind of taught you lessons over time?
We're kind of in the era of the QR code, and that's really just an evolution of barcoding.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, in today's day and age, what you're able to do with just a consumer cell phone on the shop floor to be able to get information out of a very simple QR code that anybody can generate.
Yeah, there's something very visual about it that kind of captures your attention and makes you remember that it's there.
Absolutely. And, everybody has a phone.
Yeah.
In the old days, everybody was carrying around barcode scanners. Nobody needs to do that anymore. Every single one of your employees probably has a smartphone in their pocket on their shop floor that can be part of your manufacturing process.
Yeah.
And bringing them into the fold a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
We have a tendency to kind of forget that the guys on the shop floor are part of our teams as well, and to be a good team leader and have a good team, you have to have great communication, and simple tools like just using a cell phone rather than a walkie-talkie in the manufacturing process drastically helps. You can't take a picture with a walkie-talkie, you can't scan a QR code with a walkie-talkie, but you could do a lot more things with the smartphone.
Yeah, I'm curious, have you guys experimented with NFC and some of the tags like that?
We have. It's still a little cost prohibitive to do, NFC or RFID tagging for every single component that we build. We're a multi-family component manufacturer, so we build a significant volume of trusses. So while we tag everything, we don't necessarily tag it with, an NFC sensor or an RFID. Certainly a whole lot of benefits there. But getting past the cost side of things has been prohibitive for us, at least.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just curious. I've seen it used other places, and I know when you're doing that volume.
So there are some things that we're looking at doing and being able to integrate a employee's smartphone perhaps as their time and attendance,
Yep.
their time card, being able to log into equipment utilizing that, and being able to lock out specific equipment for people who aren't necessarily trained on that equipment.
Yeah.
There's certainly a whole lot of benefit to it. There's a whole lot of possibility to it. And the nice thing about technology in today's day and age is it just keeps getting cheaper.
Yeah.
So applying it to your business, either in a DIY kind of homegrown system, or going out and buying something off the shelf, or getting a custom programmer to come in and develop something for you, the sky's kind of the limit, and the costs have become pretty approachable.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for talking to me today. It was a
Of course.
pleasure to sit down and just talk shop with you.
Of course, great.